All right, Fabio, we are live. Thank you so much for taking out some time. This means a lot.
It's a great pleasure to be here with you, and the magic to be in Rome and in another place in America in the same
I'm in
time.
Orlando, Florida. So,
Wow, fantastic! I love Florida, and I know quite well Florida.
see that? That's amazing. I love it. So, let's get started. Let's talk about this new composer cut of Zombie, of Zombie. What made you re-record this score? Let's start with that.
But you know that we started the absolute exactly 10 years ago. I started with a new band, with a new project to talk. I started to talk about Lucio, about our friendship, about our movies. So Frizzi to Fulci and everything else. So after we had to do like a festa for 10 years, and I started to think that maybe Zombie 2 in Italiano. That
Sure.
was, the real first proper horror of Lucio. Lucio has a horror in every one of his movies, but Zombie was the real first one in horror, and it was also my first. So I thought to myself, we have to try to do it because it's so important in the story of our friendship and our collaboration.
Sure. Definitely, man. I agree. What would you find was like your biggest challenge with this project?
The big challenge was something that frightened me in the beginning. You know why? Because I started from the movie. No, we did the LP, but the basic idea was to go on stage. So I had to work on that. And as you can imagine, I try to find a version of the movie without the music, because you cannot work easily if you have another music, also if it's your music. But I could not find. I asked everybody, but I think that when back then we did those movies, we could not imagine that they would have been become so important in the future for such a great audience. So there is not, and so I had the original music that was a link for me.
Sure.
So this was the only possibility I had. It was to work with again and having the old music as a basis to work on. So it was really a great challenge. But sometimes when there is a challenge, you want to beat it, you want to win it, and it was a long work, because you can imagine writing something new that goes with something old. It's very difficult. But I think that you ever heard the LP, and I think we got it.
Oh yeah, no, it's epic, man. I dig it. So, this is kind of a hard one. How do you feel that, because the original score is just as epic. I mean, I fell in love with it, when I saw it in the 80s. And how do you feel it compares to this new score?
But you see, as I told you, the problem was the problem that I found was in effect the magic that I found, because when you listen to the new music and you will see the movie, in fact you will be together with the old score that is there. But what I had to do was to you know very well I think the old music, the old score,
Sure.
and the score was made. If we want to simplify, it was one great theme, the zombie theme, that remains. It's the only one that remains the same. We played in the record on the old, and on stage we will play on the. The other two were like sequencers. You remember one with percussions,
Sure.
the theme of voodoo, if you want, now the voodoo fear theme, and the other was the eye was another sequencer that we did with Maurizio Guarini back then. which is something 12, no? So I had something to sit on, no, if you want,
Sure.
and I started to write. I think something absolutely different, but that goes together. So in a way, you have a new score that is absolutely new, but that contains the old score.
Sure. I got to tell you, talking about some of the new tracks, I
Yeah.
guess tell us about the use of the cello in tracks like "The Boat Can Leave Now" and "Cemetery for Spanish Conquistadors," and a couple of those, that you use some really, really sick cello work.
Really sick cello, fantastic.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, absolutely correct. That was the starting point. When I started, we were back from America from a tour, and COVID started. So I thought to myself, what I have to do, I have to prepare something new for after. And I started with that theme that now you know because you have listened to. And it was absolutely sick. I mean, I love cello so much. It's one of the classical instrument that I love the best. And so I decided to try to bring the idea of voodoo to the cello.
Sure.
And you know what is something I love so much is that cello is classic, and we have heard that the melody is a long notes like this,
Sure.
but there is basso, bass, guitars, synth, and drums that work in a progressive sound. But there is this cello over there, no? That sounds his notes, and is something, come si dice, una counterpoint with all the other band.
I love it, man. And I got to tell you, my favorite is Zombie versus Shark. I have to admit. I guess tell us about that track redone and kind of added with a new bass solo too. It's pretty sick too. So
very sick too, absolutely.
Yeah.
That scene, it's a legend. Maybe because many of the great men of the cinema, Tarantino and many others, love that scene. The zombie against the shark,
right.
And it's something that I'm very proud of. So when I started to do that track,
sure,
I was thinking to the fact that it was something like a sacred, una cosa sacra. So I went absolutely on the scene. It's hard because when the director edit the music on the movie, does some cuts, and I had to go with it, and in the end there was Roberto Fasciani, my bass player. Maybe you have seen sometimes the long haired, and I thought, do you want to do 16 misure points, musical points with your bass, with a solo? And he says, you say, yeah, I think so.
Well, tell him it paid off because I love it. I think it's great. So
yeah, it's so large. Have you heard? So it gives the situation of the scene. The scene is going to end, and it gives some calm. This bass up. Okay.
I dig it, man. It's cool, and also with the main title, you also added like an acoustic guitar solo in that too, which is which I thought added some great. It kind of caught me off guard the first time I heard it.
Yeah,
I was like, "Whoa, that was good." So
no, that one that it's me because I thought to myself, one solo must be also my solo. So in fact. No, you know what I did. You will see when you will see the movie. The main title ended on the name of Lucio, no? Regia di Lucio Fulci, and it was a musical cut. It was not so beautiful, so I decided to bring it ahead till when you go to the cockpit of the boat, the further. So it goes a little longer. And I thought to myself, I have a good solo to do. Yes, I do it.
I love it, man. That's so cool. So, let's talk a little bit about this tour, right? So,
Yeah.
You're touring the film Zombie, and you're going to be performing this new composer cut.
Yeah.
What can fans expect from it? I mean, give us a little rundown.
I think the first thing that they have to expect is that there will be a cello with us on stage.
Nice.
And this is very different from other times. Now, I think we are starting to build up something for next I think March, April 2024 in America. But we start in 2 months in London. The first the world premiere will be at the Union Chapel in London.
Oh, nice.
Consider that the movie is the original one. That we will have we are 6 on stage plus the cello player, and that I think it will be something also for us so exciting. I think the first time the 28th of October. In London, I'd be very, very excited because for the first time doing a Zombie on stage, so many memories, so many people. Sometimes I think what Lucio would have said into this. And I think he will have, every day I am with him. I mean, when I write, you can imagine, I think to what he thought, what he wanted. And I think that maybe he could... scratch me with some phrase because it was absolutely fantastic, but I think he would approve it very much. I really hope so.
I love it, man. Oh, I can't wait. Jeez. So how does it feel for you to kind of have a newer and younger audience kind of finding this music now? I mean, like I said, I've been listening to it since the 80s, but for instance, my daughter now is 11 and she hears me playing this music constantly.
Wow.
So
fantastic.
and she's listening to it, and then you have these younger audiences coming to your shows. It must be crazy,
Absolutely. I think that that music can do miracles like this one. I mean, when the internet started, it's more or less 20 years ago in a big way. I found the fact that so much, because in Italy, in Europe, many people love me, know my music, but you find incredible things around. People that write to you telling beautiful stories that were when they were young, with their band, starting to play music. It's really a great gift that also in my maturity I have from my life. It's really very, very important. Fantastic.
Sure, man. I dig it. That's so cool. So, and I guess, so what else do you have planned for the future? And do you have any other plans to redo any other scores? I know you did the Beyond also recently.
Yeah, the Beyond was another great experience. Over there, they had the chance that Bob Muraski gave me the movie without music, so I could do some. But it was a great. We did that 31 concert three years ago, wow. And it was over there. It was everywhere we went around America like a crazy man. But it was I think that the Zombie, for many reasons, is something higher. I mean, also because it's the second, and I know the better how to do, how to face, and but new things. Obviously, in the future, I think my friends will ask me maybe City of the Living Dead because it's another great title. We will see. For now, I just let you see something that I love so much. My autobiography that arrived in Roma yesterday. I received it from Jonathan Dennison from Cadabra Records that did this beautiful record.
Right.
And is also my publisher for the book. And then, you know, I am a little bit, a little old, but I'm going on doing movies for scoring movies. I'm doing 3 now, and loving my job. You know, the most important thing, my friend, is loving what you do every day. So it's not a job; it's something beautiful. It's no, it's a pleasure.
Sure, no, I dig it, man. I absolutely, that's amazing. Yeah, so all right, sweet. Well, listen, make sure that you come to Orlando on the Zombie tour. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to travel and find the, another venue. My wife's gonna get upset with me. So no,
Okay.
so no, that's it, man. It's all good. So
I
uh,
think I really hope that I think next spring we will be one night together, listening good music and talking about everything.
oh, I love it, man. That sounds wonderful. Listen, I really appreciate you taking out some time. And this was great, man. I hope we could chat again soon. All right.
Hey, absolutely. Thank you to you to invite me, and I really hope to meet
Thanks,
in
brother, man.
person.
Oh, that's
Okay.
great. Well, thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.